Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In today's video, we are going to take a close look at the Logitech G923 with the special TrueForce. Okay, so when it comes to, let's say, the Logitech racing wheels, we do have a lot of different versions from the G25, the G27, the G29, and even the G920. That was, I think, for the Xbox. Yeah. This particular model has TrueForce, the G923, a racing wheel with pedals. But the thing is, you need to have the right configuration when it comes to the games, and if you're using this on the PC, because it is possible, but also can be used on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. The TrueForce feedback is compatible with not every single game, so it will not be, let's say, the overall best experience for every single game. It's going to be a hit or miss, what I understand of the situation. But let's do a quick unboxing. Inside, we're just going to get ourselves the same stuff like all the other, let's say, Logitech racing wheels. However, this doesn't come with the shifter. You need to buy that separately. In here, we're finding the power supply. This one comes even with a sticker. Some play sheet, F1 racing things you can get separately. And the racing wheel itself, the TrueForce. But what is kind of interesting that when it comes to the quality of the racing wheel, they do have this consistency when it comes to the quality and the way how it actually made. But so with this newer model, there are some changes I already noticed. And of course the pedals. The pedals itself, they didn't change a lot with that. So they're still doing the same thing all the freaking years with some maybe minor improvements. However, I love the pedals. Maybe one of my favorite ones. In this newer generation of power supplies, they are using, so far I can read, 24 volt. And it's slightly different when it comes to, let's say, the older models, or at least what I think of. Throughout all of the versions, they have changed out a lot of things when it comes to the racing wheel. Particularly looking at the G25, G27, and then the G29. And from that point, they didn't change out a lot. Depending, of course, what kind of model you're having. This is the PlayStation model, but there are some, let's say, different things. For example, when you're looking at the metal over here, I really love it. Where normally we're having this like a normal metal color, they have now this very nice black. So everything is more like this black look version. Also when it comes to the buttons itself, the way the style, everything looks kind of nice. So one of the things normally we're having is that the ring around this button is red. Now they completely like had this in the black hole like all of the other things. And that are like the minor differences they're actually implementing over here. All of the buttons are actually on the wheel itself, so we don't need a separate controller for navigating through the menu itself. At the back we're finding the shifters, and it's the same configuration like all the other models. Yeah, I think it is so far. I've been like looking into it and just see if they did any changes, but so far, besides the color that they changed out, it still got a very nice, satisfying click to it. You can just see that there isn't wiggle room between, let's say, the click itself, and that is one of the things I really find appealing about, let's say, the Logitech racing wheels. So one of the key features of the Logitech racing wheels is the leather around it. You don't see that very often. I do wonder how many people like it, because when you're looking at some other brands, they're mostly having plastic and just rubber compound attached to it. And I think that like the leather thing going on the racing wheels, it's absolutely a very nice, cool premium look. Also, the ergonomics of the racing wheel are slightly different than like with a Thrustmaster. You can just see how it actually is. But I mean, particularly when you're looking at it and if you're just holding it, but it is a very comfortable racing wheel out of the box. For the cable management and connecting everything is the same thing going on over here. They're still doing the same thing, and I mean when it comes to the cables. Over here we're having the USB cable. Cable management goes like that, or how you want to add that actually. We're having here the shifter that's not implemented in the kit. You need to buy it separately. And then having over here the pedals and the input for the power supply. The downside of this is actually if everything has to be attached, if you need to move this wheel around, oh boy, it's absolutely a cable nightmare. Yep. The body of the wheel itself, it's still the same like all the other ones, and I just love this, let's say, locking mechanism. You can just push it in, turn a little bit, and it will stay in this position. But what I love about it, if you're going to be like adding this to your desk, in my case I have a very thin desk, so the riser that I implemented in here is going to be very handy, so you don't need to open it up all the way. So for me it's going to be a little bit of like this. We can just slide it over the desk, and it's going to be easy to assemble. But let's take a close look at the pedals. I know there are a lot of modifications can be done to the pedals. There is a cool modding, let's say, community with, let's say, the Logitech stuff, different racing wheels, you name it, they have it. So the pedals are absolutely beautiful quality, metal quality, and also when it comes, let's say, the pressure or the pressure of the spring, you can just see there are absolutely 3 different springs. So for acceleration, it's very easy to put down, and it's of course interesting because you just need to do my acceleration. But there's the spring that we do still have a little bit of tension underneath. Then the brake need to be pressed quite hard. I did see this before with Thrustmaster, but not like cheaper racing wheels, and of course the clutch. Underneath we're finding the screw holes for putting this on the play seat. We also should put it on the ground. If you have like a smooth surface, we have all kinds of rubber underneath that will not or will prevent sliding, and even having the option, if you're having carpet, you can even implement this piece too. So that is one of the things I really love about the pedals itself. But let's connect it. But let's get into some Gran Turismo 7. That is one of those games, what I understand of, has a great compatibility with this new TrueForce situation. So one of the things you're having is, when indeed driving over the curb, you can just feel the vibration in your racing wheel itself. That is not like something very new, because I have seen it in different games and different racing wheels, but the vibration itself is in general kind of, let's say, not the same, like different. Now using the brake, I can just feel the tiny vibration, and that's actually the TrueForce they're implementing in this racing wheel. So where the TrueForce is absolutely great, you need to have the right game for having the overall best support. Especially when you're trying to get into the corners with higher speed than normal. You started to slide away. That is one of those things you actually exactly feel. So absolutely awesome, yeah. But this an upgrade you should do if you're having an older Logitech racing wheel. I don't know. It depends on what your budget is. How satisfied are you with your older wheel? And do you exactly going to be playing the game that has the support for TrueForce? Because if the games don't have it, you don't really need to upgrade, if you ask me. Now we're going to be doing something completely different, and then with Dirt 5. And whoo, man, this goes crazy, this game. You can just feel how aggressive this Logitech racing wheel is. Oh. Where I can play this game with some cheaper wheels, but getting this Logitech wheel, whoa, I need to get used to this. I don't have the feeling that we're having extra things going on compared with, let's say, the Logitech G923. Oh, you can just hear maybe on the microphone how this thing is like reacting to the gravel and the sand you're actually like driving on. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Getting the hang of it. Whoa! But let's get into some Project Car 3. And I can tell you that I'm quite surprised how this racing wheel is performing, because you can just actually feel the vibration of the motor in my wheel. That is absolutely awesome. But we also have the LEDs. They only show when they're getting to the 7000. So you do see them quite late. But the overall experience with this racing wheel, with the G923, in combination with, let's say, the game, is absolutely a lot of fun. Let's get in a different view. There we go. Ah, that's much better. especially the vibration mode. The vibration mode is really cool. I don't know if the microphone picks it up. It's quite loud when it comes to this vibration. You can actually like hear or just listen to it. So if you find something like this really annoying, I think this is not the wheel you should get. But so like Gran Turismo 7, the overall experience is indeed different than having like an old G25, G27 or a G29. Now I can feel that basically having an engine that struggles getting in the RPM because I just needed to shift that I didn't do. But I can tell you what a weird overall experience this is, and kind of cool. Or another fun game to play is Wreckfest. So I already mentioned before, it's like not every single game will have the best compatibility with the TrueForce. We're just having just normal force feedback that is good enough. But I can tell you with the previous game now, oh boy, this is such a weird different experience. Because we're going to be back to the basics. Oh. We're going to be, like say, jumping all around. The force feedback goes completely nuts. It is different than Dirt 5. Because Dirt 5 is such a fast-pacing racing game. Alright, driving on asphalt again. Oh, that's much better. But I also did notice that the feedback is quite loud. Let's bash the guy. Oh, Wreckfest, I love it. Woo! Yeah! The Logitech G923 with the TrueForce is a very interesting, let's say, overall experience. I mean, particularly when you're playing with the right game, the experience is quite pleasant. And it is something different that they're bringing to the table. But yeah, you should check out what kind of games you want to play and is it really, like I say, compatible with it. Because if it is not compatible and you have an old racing wheel, maybe it's not really worth, let's say, upgrading. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and it would be great to see you in the next video.